Rants.
Oh, my man. Oh, well, it says that we are live, and let's see, that's off. I'm here. Hola, senor. Oh, shit, man, I'm out of coffee.
Uh-oh. Might have to replenish.
I'm going to. You go ahead and introduce the show. I'll be right back.
Cool, sounds good. All right, guys. Frank's going to go get some coffee. What's up? SEO show. So Frank did the Q&A Fridays alone. I believe that was, like 4 or 5 days ago now. I had some client stuff to do, unfortunately, but I'm back today, and according to Frank, he's got some rants that he wants to talk about. So let's see what he has in store. And he's back.
Hola, hola, hola. I have no idea what that means, but hey.
I think it means hello, hello, hello.
Oh, sweet, sweet. So I got that. In case anybody wants to get ready for a high-def, high-impact ass reaming by a client, we have white lithium grease now. Yeah, heavy-duty metal-to-metal lubricant. No, they're not a sponsor.
Yeah, we got a metal-to-metal lubricant as a sponsor.
Look at this, my man. Look at this.
Oh, dude, there it is.
There it is.
I saw the Facebook post.
Yeah, buddy. The G3.
Wow, that's big.
Thanks, that's what she said. Yeah, man, this is a badass phone.
Is it fast? Does it work good?
Quad 4.
Yeah.
Super, man. It shoots in 4K video.
I don't even know what that is.
4K is the highest you can get. It's like super high def. I mean, they call on this camera you've got full HD, and then you've got high def shit, and it's instead of 1080, it's something like 2048 or something, and it's like you can spot nose hairs from a foot and a half out, and I mean it's crazy clear, man.
Nice.
But yeah, it's super fast for the hangouts, and this weekend, as you can tell, Saturday I went in, had a haircut and a shave, and we videotaped it, and I cut up a video to promo the barbershop. Frickin' 5-6 hours later, they're #1 on Google. They're happier than horse shit, and they're like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, hey, you got more than one video up there, buddy. And I had the wife shoot it on the phone. She had no idea what she was doing, and that was on my crappy phone. And it came out really good, and I'm like, man, I wish I would have had this. This would have just been sick.
So did you at least get some trades for some free cuts and shaves? And
oh yeah, shit, I don't even know where the receipt is for what I did. The haircut and shave, and it's not just a quick shave or anything. I mean, they've got oils and exfoliants and all this crap, and yeah, it's about $65, 45, but I gave a $20 tip because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're getting spoiled. I mean, damn, that was some fun for about 45 minutes, and they're like, this is the man cave, and it's cool because you sit down and they're like, you want a water, you want a beer, I mean, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah,
you got Playboys under the counter.
There's a place here locally called the Whiskey Barber, and I've never been there, but it's the same thing. They'll give you like a drink or like water, and it's just all like man cave style. There's like, it's all dark wood and everything, all gentleman-like, it's pretty cool.
I just felt bad because it was a Sunday. I had my wife with me. A couple other dudes had their wives with them, and it was like, yeah, there should be a sign that says no girls allowed.
Yeah,
But yeah, I figure the value I'll have every month, and on the low end, is about $65. I get a free haircut and shave, at least once a month. And that's, that's just to go in and everything. But what I'm doing is I'm also buying haircuts and shaves for clients
Oh, okay.
and helping them market their stuff. I grab it at a discount. I send it to my guys, and I go, hey, I was just thinking about you here. Why don't you go in and get a haircut and shave? Let me
Yeah.
know when you're going to be there, and maybe I'll go in for my haircut too, and we can just bullshit while we're sitting there. Dude, they love it.
Sweet.
They love it. I mean, you can send them to dinner, and dinner's done, but I mean, to go sit down and, have a shave and a haircut is just, I mean, it's pampering for the dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
And anybody with a vagina, I'm sorry, I'm not discluding you. You have your beauty shops,
They
and
get
men should
pampered
not be in beauty shops either. Stay
Yeah,
out.
they get pampered enough. They get the feet things and the hands and the soaking and the. Yeah, I think men deserve a little bit of pampering sometimes.
I mean, we should. I thought a cool place to own would be like almost like a storage area, but it's garages you can like rent out for the afternoon or something. You can go in and do an oil change and change your tires, and it's just a dude spot. You pull in, and for like $25 you pull in your car, and there's going to be like somebody walking around going, I know how to fix that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You need
Let me look at that for you.
Yeah, you need a fuse. And just have it as dude stuff. And on a Saturday afternoon, man, there'd be like 1,000 guys in there either pretending to clean their cars or work on their cars. I mean, they'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go do an oil change, baby. I'll see you in like 20 hours.
Just end up sitting on the couch and watching a game or something.
Exactly, man. Have a little party room where everybody can go and just chill. It'd be BYOB, because you can't sell the alcohol. And we would have cabs available for drives home.
Absolutely. Just leave your car overnight. It's only $80. So
I mean, hey, you're fully protected. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that would be an awesome idea, man. You can have your weekend drive-ins and, all that stuff, but just like a man cave, just industrialized.
Yeah.
Call it the warehouse district.
They'll think it's like a whorehouse.
Yeah, well, anything to market it.
Yeah, true.
No, but see, I figure about $60 a month, somewhere around there. So that's $720 for the year. Took me about an hour to do everything. Plus, most of it was done by the wife. She was just walking around, filming the crap.
Yeah, not bad at all.
And plus, they're really happy. So, I mean, they've got all these business guys in there that they know. And, they took a stack of my cards, and they're like, yeah, we're going to tell everybody what you did. And,
Sweet.
So it was worth the exchange.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I've actually been talking to, like, a local salon place, too, see if I can get some trades for, like, stuff for the girlfriend and all that. So.
You bullshit. You mean for you.
Yeah, actually, mostly for me.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, hey, I when I had my hippie hair back in my ute.
Yeah.
I could only get, man, I went in, I think I was 19, and I got hair extensions. I could not get my stuff to get past my shoulder, so I took this stuff really long, and then just, as it grew out, cut it. I had the long rock star hairdo.
I got a perm once when I was in middle school. It was like the in thing to do. You had to get your hair like a certain length and get a perm. All the guys are running around with curly hair. It was pretty weird now that I look back on it. But
yeah, we called that the 70s.
Yeah, there was a phase there in my middle school in like I guess it was the early 2000s, and everyone had perms.
Thousands. God, I forgot how young you are.
I know.
I remember looking at my kids and going, oh my God, your Letterman jacket is going to say 00.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter was 01, and I'm like, God, that's kind of awesome, 01.
Yeah. Well, I go look in the bars and stuff, and it's like the age limit on the lit up signs like 94 or something. Well, like 93. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I know that's, I mean, I I've only been 21 for a few years, but it's still surprising to me.
Yeah, I used to say, I think I bought more alcohol before I was 21 than after.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like I was getting cigarettes and beer every time I went up to the store, and they never ID'd me. And I think I was like 16, and it was like just walk in and acted, cool, and you
Oh
were all
yeah.
right. I turned
Yeah.
21, and they're like, "Do you have an ID?" I'm like, "You've been serving me for 5 years."
Yep.
Oh, craziness!
Uh,
Oh man,
what's been going on, man?
man, let's see. For me, I got an invitation to speak at Tech Phoenix.
Dude.
Not sure if I'm gonna do it. I don't do crowds, man.
Yeah.
This intimacy, you, me, 10,000 viewers.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I got it. Get me on stage. If I can hide behind the drum set, I'm cool. But
Yeah.
blast the lights in my eyes. I can't see anybody. I'm all right. Hand me a microphone. Put me in front of a couple hundred people. Call paramedics because I'm about to pass out.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh my God, is he having a seizure?" Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. I'm freaking the f out, and I don't know why I said f. I'm just freaking the fuck out. No, a little rant I put on Facebook this morning. Somebody asked me to do a blog article for him on his blog, and that's kind of why I named this the rant, the rage, and expectations, customer expectations. It's weird what people expect from us, either in the information business, IM, things like that, or offline clients or online clients or anything where we're giving a product or a service. The expectation seems to be, really skewed.
Absolutely.
We have a situation that, a friend of mine's dealing with, and he has a high-end training course. Now, he's been doing video marketing for years. I mean, he's been in the business and one of the leaders of the IM world for years, and it's high end. It's like $600, $1,000, somewhere in there to buy into his training, and it's A to Z, really great. He doesn't pull any punches. He's always adding stuff, and somebody started contacting his support desk, and they were being helpful and everything, but basically from the first email to support, he's threatening to dispute stuff. So they're like, okay, cool, hey, we're here to help. And now it's been 2 months, and the guy says, I want my money back. This just ain't going to work. And they're like, well, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
He's done nothing with the help, the training, nothing. I mean, and my buddy, he gets $2,500 an hour when he works with these clients. I mean, and he does. And he works with some big-ass clients around the world. And he gets flown in to talk to people and stuff. But he asked the question, what, should I give the guy his money? Should I refund him and just say whatever? Is he a loser? Blah, blah, blah. I'm under the thinking that he's a loser. He needs to fuck off. And it'd be a cold day in hell when I'm going to tell PayPal to give him his money back.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, especially if he's writing in, he's asking things. He probably just doesn't like the answers because it requires some work. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing with a lot of this training is it's not like all of a sudden you're gonna have a plate of $10 million sitting there after you do something for 5 minutes. It's same sort of mentality. I mean, I do the coaching and I do the client SEO, and one of the most important things that I started laying out was the expectations, making them very clear. And then you have to remind them, especially in client SEO, the second, third time you talk, you have to remind them, okay, remember the expectations we laid out in the beginning that you agreed to when you first started paying. Of course, some people, they're like, oh, that's BS, whatever. And other people, they just say, hey, well, okay, thank you, and they realize that, and they're back on track. And so it's unfortunate because, I mean, if you keep giving and you keep going above and beyond, people keep taking. You know what I mean? I mean, they're already paying you a decent chunk of money, but if you have the expectations down, hopefully you can weed out the people who want to go above and beyond that, you know, or you can upsell them and say, hey, you know, for this level of support, like if I'm working with an SEO client, for this level of communication, it's like $100 an hour above and beyond, or whatever you want to do, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I understand that there are times, there may be times, this guy may be, you know, in a financial crunch and thought that buying, you know, this system was going to turn him into the next, you know, Scorsese of, you know, video marketing, or he was going to rank a video for some Amazon product. It was going to be #1, and people were going to start calling him going, I need to hire you to do the same thing. The only problem is, you know, I have over 10,000 videos out there and ranked, you know. I have thousands of them that aren't. People don't just call me up willy-nilly and say, hey, dude, tell me how you did that.
Yeah.
They don't. Most of the time, they have no idea when I say video marketing. They're like, well, I don't understand what that is. Absolutely, nobody does. Hell, half the time, I don't even know what it is. But, you know, just because you spent your rent money on it, you know, and Becker was, I think Alex Becker said it the best, and I absolutely loved his pure honesty. And he said, look, if you need money to pay your rent, go get a job.
Yeah.
Pay your rent first, you know. Go get that handled, and then come back, and we'll get you in the course, and, you know, you can learn everything you want and become millionaires and all that. But, you know, don't take rent money and buy this expecting it to be the end-all, be-all. So I always thought Alex was awesome when he said that, because I was like, man, that is perfect. Got a kid who hit me up and said, help me launch a product. I'm not a product launcher, but I said, okay, you know, one, I'd have to see what the product is. There's going to be expenses to it. I get a fee, and I get a kick.
Yeah.
And he asked what the fee was, and I told him, and he went, can I pay you that after we sell a lot? And I said, well, how do I know you're going to sell a lot? And he goes, it's the best product there's ever been. And I said, you know, I've said that for every one of my products. And then when I look at it a month later, I'm like, damn, that sucked. You know, I mean, just because my expectations are a little bit higher than most. But, you know, I've always been happy with the quality, but I know that everything can always be better. But this kid's like, yeah, after we're millionaires, I'll pay you your fee. And I was like, no, dude, that's, bless you, that's not how that works. Sorry. But, you know, to put it with the offline client, I had an experience where the client said, look, what do you offer? So we sat down and we talked and, you know, went through this whole where I think they should head and what I think would work for their industry. And they were like, that is awesome. How much? So we broke down the fees, and they were like, that sounds unbelievable, but we're not sure we can. Okay, so what do you want us to do? So they started wanting to a la carte things. And this was on the East Coast, and by the time I fly back to the West Coast, they are down to, we want backlinks and traffic. Okay, are you sure? Because that's not really going to do a whole lot. And they're like, we want traffic. We need to see a major increase in traffic to our website. Like, okay, now you understand that the first thing I said was, we have to change your website, because they didn't even have their phone number on the website. It was, if you want more information, put your email here. That was it. And just their web guy just had lists, just keyword lists of crap all over the place. Made no sense. I mean, they weren't even in the top 100 pages for their industry, and their industry's really small. Really small. I mean, I've seen like 5 major players in the whole thing, and maybe 5 more that weren't major players, and these guys weren't even in the list. Google had no idea what the hell they did. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll send you traffic. If that's what you want, knowing everything that I've told you, all right. Well, they've got their traffic reports from their web guy. They have where they can sign into their Google Analytics, and then I send them a report. And I said, well, what do you think? And they're like, well, what did you do? And I said, well, you said you wanted more traffic, and as you see, you averaged about 10 visitors a week, where now you're getting 10,000 visitors a week. I said, and that's what I did. And they go, okay, that's cool. Then the next month, they're like, what'd you do? And I said, well, now you're 25,000 a week. And they're like, okay, that's cool. Third month, they literally are like, but our phone is not ringing. And I'm like, you don't have a phone number on your website. How is anybody going to call you? And they're like, well, you didn't tell us that. And I said, as a matter of fact, the contract that you signed has a whole breakdown, and the first section is what your website should have in order for any of our stuff to work. And it says a phone number. Oh. Should we fire our web guy? Yes. Yes. 3 months ago, you should have fired him. I've already had I had people contacting them for web design and a whole rebuild, and they're on like oneonone.com's web stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's horrible. Their graphics are literally repeats of their logo, which is actually connected to oneonone.com/da-da-da-da. So when you look them up and you go into the images, it comes up as a one-on-one logo, not their company logo. And I'm just like, you guys are so... And they have a guy who's been doing their AdSense and their website for like 8 years. And I'm just like, I don't get it. You're in $1 million, and they make good $2-3 million a year. Yeah. With horrible stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of referrals. That's what happens in the legal business. But I mean, so the expectations were on their end were very high, even though I had told them very clearly, I'm doing exactly what you say, and it's not going to convert.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people visit your website. I could put on there, I could put meta tags that say naked boobs. You're going to get 50,000 15-year-olds that want to see naked boobs.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay you $50,000 to represent them.
I've had the same thing. They just it goes back to if they don't want to change their website, and I say, okay. I mean, my job is to basically bring in traffic with SEO and make sure that your conversion rates are high. But if you don't want the conversion rate optimization, great. So then we get the more traffic that comes in, and then a couple months later they're like, well, yeah, we can see, the sales are going up, but we're still at like that 1%. I'm like, well, great, that wasn't in our contract because you told me I couldn't touch your site, so that makes the conversion rate optimization part gone. And they're like, well, what do we need to do? So then I tweak some stuff, and of course up their budget, and they're like, oh, now it's 3%. Yeah, that's what happens.
Exactly. When you do what I say, it's amazing.
If you just have a little link in your navigation that says contact us, and there's no call to actions anywhere else, there's no sidebar contact form, you're not going to get very many contacts compared to call to action on top, sidebar call to action, maybe in your content,
a little person that pops up and says, hey, pick up the phone, idiot.
Exactly.
Even like that'll work better.
One thing that I've done, I mean, and getting off on a little bit of a tangent, but pay for a live chat on your site or get some of the free ones or do that for your clients, and you'll get, I mean, people want instant answers. They don't want to get on the phone a lot of times. You add a live chat on there. I've seen leads skyrocket for businesses, and I put that on there. It costs them like $20 a month. It takes me 5 minutes to install, and they're paying me $1,000 a month for life because they're happy.
I'm actually working on one. I'm working on a system. I want to say WordPress plugin because of course it's part of that too. But where it's going to be a live chat, but video.
Oh, nice.
You're going to see a person, which, and here's my thought. Like this, people are seeing our faces. We're a little bit more trustworthy. I mean, don't let your wives look because I'm hot.
We might seduce them.
No offense to anybody happily married. I just don't know if my wife is. But video has that way of making things nicer. And if you know, like, say a doctor's appointment, you see somebody's face, and you go in and they say, "Hello, welcome, Dr. So-and-so's," and you've talked to them already, man, you got a lifetime customer just because there's familiarity in the situation, and it's almost like they have a built-in relationship with the doctor just by having a built-in relationship with the appointment setter.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many websites I've gone to, and I've had to go hunting for the frickin' sitemap because there was no way to find out who anybody was, /address, /contact. I don't know if you've got HTML, PHP, ASX, all these damn dots afterwards. And I'm like, why can't you just have contact us at the bottom of the page? It's easy, it's simple.
Yeah.
Because without a phone number or anything else, I mean, it's impossible to find out how to get a hold of you guys for any information.
Well, some sites don't even have the sitemaps. I mean, whoever set these up, I've seen really nice sites, at least they could be if they had all the stuff in place, but they're mobile responsive, they look good, they've got sliders and information, like, of course, no call to actions, but
right.
You can't find a contact, you can't find a sitemap, and it's just like, well, great job, but your web developer really had no idea what the practical uses of this was, or maybe it was your brother's nephew's cousin's friend that put it together, and he knew how to make a website, but nothing about conversion,
Well, and that's the thing. A designer, fine, you're a fantastic designer, but like anything else or any place I've ever worked, the people who are working there know how the layout should be. And the first thing is geeks suck at knowing how to make things easy to do. And I'm a geek, and I have to go out and find people to volunteer to go through step-by-step stuff to make sure. And I use my wife a lot, and I say, here, look at this. Tell me if you understand it. And she'll be like, I'm lost. I don't even know where to frickin' start. And I'm like, okay, well, then I've got to reevaluate what I'm doing because it's not going. I want it to be so easy that a kid can get on it and figure it out, and that's exactly what should happen to a website. And that's what customers and clients should understand about your SEO. Just read an article today. You're hitting these damn people with too many numbers. They have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Figure out the freaking number you want to talk about, and just for the entire life of that client, that's the only number you worry about, which, for us is most of the time is conversion.
Yeah.
You can bring up, well, we're going to increase your traffic. Okay. Well, we know it doesn't matter. You can increase it to 1 million hits a day, but if nobody's taking action, it doesn't mean anything. We're going to increase, hopefully in the next month or two, we're going to increase you 1 or 2%, which is going to have this much impact on your return on investment, and that's all you ever talk about is constantly changing the conversion, and that client's with you forever. You start bringing in metrics and start talking about all these widgets are going to add this, and you're going to have this many more email upgrades, and they're just like, okay, you sound like a freaking accountant.
Yeah.
So now you've lost them, and they're going to go look for the guy who's speaking their language, which is whatever they said. When I had a guy yesterday call me, and he doesn't even have a business license, and he's like, should I advertise in the newspaper? And I said, well, you'll want to call the newspaper. They'll tell you yes. My first thing to tell you is go get a business license. I'm not going to be doing your SEO, and you're not even a business.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. Go get a license, dude. Contact a lawyer. Go register with the state. Get your license and be done with it. I mean, damn, let's not worry about how many customers you have until I know I can sue your ass.
I've had that stuff too. It's like, well, I need this created, and I need the SEO in place, and I need the website developed, and it's like, okay, great. Do you have you in Idaho, it's like $100 to file an LLC. You get everything done. It's like, okay, so if you paid the $100 to start, you got your LLC or your S corp or whatever you want to do set up, and they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, you should probably do that first, because first of all, this can be a business expense. This $2,000 you're paying me to make this site can be your first business expense. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah, really. I shouldn't be your business advisor, but I guess you can pay me to do that.
Oh well, I tell people, I'm a consultant. I will help you every step of the way that I can within all of my knowledge without getting myself legally or financially in a bind.
Yeah.
I'll help you out. I'll help guide you. I'll point you in a direction. I have a ton of people I'm connected to, and that's what I did. I said, here, call Ruth. She's a lawyer, I know. You're probably talking about $500.
Yeah.
And you're set. You got to make one sale to cover that expense, and then you call me up, and then we're going to be, moving forward. But I think telling people those things, even though it may not get me the client today, I'll be in that guy's head further down the road when he's more ready to move forward. So I think that's just good karma. And I told the guy, I'm going to be honest with you, man. You got to be a business first. Nobody's going to take you seriously. I'm not. I can't sue you, easily, because now I've got to go find you. Everything else. You're a business. I just call up the business licensing and say, put a lien on their asses.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to the expectations type thing. If they're just coming to you and it's a new entity and they haven't really created anything, laying that out there and saying, hey, let's get your business rolling. I mean, I can consult you as much as possible. Again, you might have to talk to an attorney and all that stuff. I'll give you advice where I can, but you should set this up so we can do X, Y, Z, and have all the steps in place. It might be a month or two before they come back, because some people don't want to hear that, but then they'll think, yeah, he's probably right. They'll be sitting in at night thinking, yeah, I should get a business license. And so it's kind of, it makes things easier for everyone involved, and then they can't come back at you and say, well, it's been 2 months and I still don't have a business license and the website you made for me isn't working and all this stuff. So.
Well, that's the thing. It's a couple of $100 here in Arizona. But, I mean, even a DBA or anything like that, I mean, for a couple of $100, I can have a new company set up, and it's not to hide things, it's just to layer them. I want an entity for the next thing that I'm doing. I have my big corporation that's the parent, just like, everybody else does in the business world. And it's just, it's safer for me, and it's safer for the people I work with. There's a built-in trust. There's a knowledge that, things are there, and I can pick up the phone and say, protect my ass, and I've got a lawyer sitting there, and I can call up my guy and say, hey, I need to buy this. This is what I'm going to be using it for. Can I write it off? And just, for instance, this phone. I hit, the guy was setting it up changed the SIM cards and everything, and he hit sync Gmail accounts, which pulled up 5 of my Gmail accounts, and they all synced to the phone. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, that's the business phone. That can only be this Gmail account, not the one where Grandma and Grandpa are emailing me. I'm like, no, I want them completely separate, because I don't ever want somebody to say, was that phone used for business exclusively? And they use that term in the IRS, and that way I can write off the phone, the bill, the everything else. That's what I do here in my office. It's a write-off. It's a portion of my home that I live in, but it's not used for anything else. I don't have parties. We don't shoot porn or anything like that in here. That's the other room. Sorry.
That's a different business.
That's a different business name. No, but it's things like that. The expectations of people who buy, and that's kind of what my post started off with, is you buy a $17 product, you think it's going to change your business, and when it doesn't, you're pissed. But you'll go buy beer and say that's your investment. You deserve it. You worked hard.
I know.
Why? I mean, really? Did you? Did you really work hard? I mean, yeah, the $17 product should not change your business.
It should be a gateway into some information to possibly something else.
Yes, and it's education, I mean, it is a massive education. And I saw somebody else in a comment said, nobody is suing colleges and universities for not having a job. They went to school for 4 years. They're looking for a job. They don't have one. They don't turn around and sue the school for not, for that information product that they got. They never do that. I mean, that would be hilarious. I would love to see what the Supreme Court and the colleges say to that.
Yeah.
You can't help it that you sit in your mom's basement playing video games, bitching that you're not using your business major,
Oh yeah, I know. Good. I know tons of my friends and acquaintances, just people that live around me. They've got awesome degrees. In fact, some of them have some degrees they could make $100,000, $200,000 a year with. Guess what they're doing? They're still living at home. They're 25 years old. You know what I mean? And when other people like me is like, yeah, I went to college for a little bit, but then I got my ass into the workforce and I created a job for myself, or I at least got hired first hourly at some shitty job, and then decided, hey, I'm going to use that money to fund my business. So yeah, I mean, it's the same concept. You buy a $17 product or even a $500 product, it's not necessarily the end all. It's one piece of the puzzle. Like my lead generation stuff, it'll help you make, and not going to necessarily put every single step together. You talking on the phone to a potential client, you might have to get training for that. You might have to come up with some more pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, for instance, my Google Hangout stuff, I put in, numerous places. This isn't teaching you how to use Google Hangouts. And this was December of last year. I said, it's not covering the basics of where is the start button, where is the off button, how to sign up for the account. This was, you already have that basics. You already know when the screen comes on how to hit go live, the stop broadcast. What this is how to fine-tune the different stages and things to add that are going to make you number one faster than anybody else. And it was unbelievable. Over 2,000 front-end units sold. Boom, boom, boom. We were knocking socks off. People were going crazy. And kid you not, people emailing me going, what is a Google Hangout? I'm like, you bought a product and you don't even know what a Google Hangout is? Holy smokes! When it's, last night, man, I love this phone, but it's got so many weird. There are no buttons on this thing. I can take a picture by holding my hand up, and then hold your hand up, make a fist, and then it does a 3, 2, 1, and takes a picture. You just hey, all right. I mean, and it's so. I went on YouTube, and the first thing I found was 25 things you didn't know about your G3.
Nice.
And it walks through all these damn things. I'm sitting there changing home screen buttons and colors and the backgrounds, and I'm securing it. I'm like, this is the coolest type of video you can ever find. So I send everybody to YouTube, you know, or I don't know if you've ever seen the website. Let me Google that for you.
Oh yeah, I've used that on several people.
Oh, are you kidding me? I love doing that. My mom would email me. How do I find this? I'm like, let me Google that for you. She finally stopped. She finally stopped. Oh my God! Hey, I was thinking, since last Friday was an absolute horrible nightmare for me. I was so alone.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I tried to be there.
No, not you. I mean, but anybody else. It was a Friday Q&A with no Q. So, you can't really think up what people's questions. I was like, yeah, a bunch of A's, a bunch of assholes on screen, and I was the only one there. So I was thinking, my wife is in a master's program, and her schooling is on Thursday. So Thursdays, I am literally alone from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. my time. So I was thinking to make a more open time for our East Coasters and other people, because this time is not feasible for half the people who watch our stuff because, well, they're at work or they're working their business. And plus, we don't invite anybody into these. I was thinking about knocking out a Q&A Thursday and maybe dropping Friday,
Cool. That sounds good.
Something, and doing it a little bit later, maybe 5 o'clock our time, 6 o'clock our time, just so it gives everybody like 9 o'clock, if we do it on Thursday, Big Bang is going to be starting up again, and don't want to interfere with anybody's TV watching.
Can't miss that.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't wait for summer and watch all of them. I mean, it's not like Breaking Bad, where you can only see it once a week and they never show a repeat.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife watches Breaking Bad 4 times a day. It's like, didn't we just see this yesterday? She's like, yeah, but another one's going to be on in a minute. I'm like, just saw that one last week. I'm like, never mind. I'm turning on Netflix.
Yeah.
No, but maybe a Thursday around 8 o'clock New York time, East Coast, and just open it up and sit here for an hour and see what the hell happens, and see if anybody wants to stump the idiot, meaning me.
Yeah. Put it on Facebook. Yeah, that sounds good, and get everybody kind of interacting.
Yeah, I'll let you handle that part.
I'll do it. I'll put it on LinkedIn too.
Hey, that's the way to do it, man. Yeah, I mean, just I know there's a lot of information out there. Somebody had a Google Hangout today where they were saying, don't put your embeds around different areas because you lose your connection to your audience. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And they're like, well, yeah, but your content, it's just duplicate content everywhere. And I said, but you're sitting here talking about putting out press releases, which is exactly the same thing. Duplicate content where everybody takes your press release and embeds it somewhere else. And did you lose the impact? Because, well, that's a press release. I said, but it's the same theory.
It's the exact same thing, yeah.
If I'm embedding my Google Hangout everywhere, it's to build the audience. Yeah. I'm not doing my training, and saying, here's $1,000 training, and by the way, I'm embedding it around the world. Oh, but your website has to have viewers. Well, I don't know who the hell's embedding half of my crap on their site, But I do, because I get the little notification that somebody took my video and put it up somewhere, and I go and look, and it's just a robot. But yeah, I mean, it's. I think the Thursday night thing would be cool, and
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sorry, I'm just in a pissy mood today because there's so much bad information out there and great information that people take advantage of, and I'm also tired of people sitting on the sidelines going, I wish my business would take off.
Yeah.
But they're watching TV. They got a movie, And again, guys, I've had my fair share of beers, and I absolutely love it. I'm one of those people that did love the taste of a good beer, and we got these 120-degree days out here in Arizona, and I even said it this summer. I'm like, today's the day you want a six-pack.
Yeah.
with the sweat running off the side and a nice little chunk of almost ice in there, and you almost got a slushy going because it's so damn hot. I'm like, that'd be perfect. So I'm all in this buying your beer. Just don't buy your beer, sit around with your boys and bitch about how the internet is a fake lifestyle, because it's not.
It's not.
There's $1 million businesses. Did you see what happened to Twitch?
Yeah.
$970 million by Amazon to buy a website that streams video games.
That's almost a 1 billion.
Well, you know what? They probably could have hung out for another couple of hours with the lawyers and pulled in the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have. There was a reason why they didn't get the billion. And I read an article, and it was like, do people seriously sit around and watch other people play video games? And the sad part is I went over to Twitch, and I got caught up for about 20 minutes watching other people playing these damn video games, and I'm going, I don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, I've done that before. There's this guy on YouTube that I follow. He does like entrepreneurial stuff and videos about, but then he also does live streaming of games. He's a gamer, and if you're a gamer, great, but he's
Nice.
just, but then he goes to Twitch sometimes, and I've found myself, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, wait, I'm wasting all this time, but I think people honestly sit on that site for hours at a time watching people play video games. I mean, more power to you, but yeah, that it's crazy that a site like that can sell for almost $1 billion. It's just a video streaming platform to capture what's going on your computer and broadcast, for a game, and broadcast it live so people can check it out. I mean, that's what it is.
It's Justin TV. Again.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's just a new fast. They made it popular. I think when Amazon may have gotten a little cold when they were asking for their $1 billion, they said, you know what, just sell it and get away. We can build another one.
Yeah.
And they probably can't build another one of those for another 5 years. But hey, who cares? You just made a crap load of money.
Oh yeah, even after all the taxes and stuff, you're about $500 million, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's probably not that many guys they've got to pay out with that money. I mean, okay, it's 10 of you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
what, like $2 guys
that
that
sucks.
Yeah, there's 2 guys that made Twitter or something. When it first sold, it was like a couple of them.
Hey, look at what's his name from PayPal, who's now owns Tesla. He lost a shitload of money running that company, but you just look, and it's an idea turned into something, and that's why I'm saying this internet thing, from PayPal to Amazon to Google. I mean, isn't Google stock the same price as gold?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, and you've got companies out there that have been around for hundreds of years that are selling for $1 a stock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what the hell are you thinking about? So yeah, get off your asses. Go make some fucking money, man. I mean,
yeah.
Just even a couple of thousand. I just spent, and this is not to brag, but I just spent 2.5 car payments for a phone, and my wife is pissed about. That's how I know that's what that was. Is she yelled at me all night about that? She's like, I paid 2.5 months of car payments, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not my car. This is a business expense, and this is my toy. And she's like, yeah, and you've got video cameras and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, but my stuff makes money. Your car just gets you to work. But yeah, no, I mean, it's those things that, I go, wow, come on, think about it, guys. Go out and create the next great freaking idea. Go out and talk to your buddy about the internet, but do something with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the thing that I always, for myself to push it. Imagine you find the automation and the processes, the scalability to handle like 200 clients, whatever it is, whatever your price point is, $200 a month, 500, 2,000, and imagine how much you can make. 50,000, 100,000, couple 100,000 a month. Basically, all you have to do is put the pieces in place. You get the lead generation, you get the salespeople, you get the scalability or the automation, which means you don't have to be there to babysit it. And of course, yeah, it's hard work, but you roll it all into one and you be the general overseer. I mean, as a general nutshell, that's really all you have to do. It's hard work, but you just put the pieces in place and you can make a massive business. And when I get down in the dumps or, I take a day off when I get frustrated, I always go back to that and think, okay, what's the next step? I need more leads, great, I'll do that. I need automation, okay, great, focus on that. It's not like you're going to find the first automation company you come across that you're going to pay them. You might have to go through some things, but depending on your business, like you said, I mean, I go out and have fun and party and stuff, but then there's some days where I'm sitting in the office for 16 hours and then I wake up the next morning at 6 and do it again for another 16 hours so I can figure something out,
Oh, yeah, I definitely, there was a time, man, in going back to Vegas, partied my socks off, man. Had a great freaking time. What people didn't see was, you might see me partying on that evening, that Friday evening. You didn't know that it took 6 months to get that evening set up and running. And then once that night came, my job's done because I had staff to run everything else. And I had a right-hand man who wasn't partying, making sure everything was going. And now it's my turn to just stop and chill out. And it's just like, here, I do pull 16, 18-hour days, 6, 7 days a week. And damn it, when I want to stop for the day or two, I can. My wife says, her mom's coming into town. She's like, I want to go to Sedona. I'm like, okay, where's that? It's only north of where I live. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, I want to go spend the day there. I'm like, fantastic. Do they have internet? And she's like, no, I want you to spend the day with me and your mother-in-law and just hang out. And I said, okay, fine. Whenever it is, let me know. Put it on my Google Calendar, and we'll plan it out.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Anybody want a phone, an iPhone, that's broke?
Uh-oh.
Plus, I think it's like an iPhone -2. It's that old.
Is it like the first gen iPhone?
I don't fucking know. iPhone,
Like,
16 gig.
Is it the 3G, the 4?
I think
iPhone?
it's a 3G. 3G.
Oh, okay.
But
So
it
that's
ain't worth nothing.
No, it's worth like $20 if it was working.
Yeah, it's not worth $20. No, I was using it as a camera, but then now the screen's gone, so I'm just probably going to take everything off of it just to see what the hell's inside of it.
Lovely.
Just to break it even more. No, but yeah, just getting all sidetracked. No, yeah. So Thursday, rant about people complaining about shit. I want to know what people think. I mean, we're getting a huge amount of viewers, but nobody's saying anything, and I know I've pissed off some of you. And that's my job. I mean, that's straight up my job. Don't run to Byron. Don't run to Byron. Post that shit public. I don't care. I'm not going to come out and beat anybody up. I'll defend myself. But
yeah, I get messages and they're like, Frank's treating me bad. I really just want to know what your opinion is.
Hey, speak up, man.
Just kidding. I don't. But no, I have got a few questions, just random stuff.
Everybody needs a whipping boy. I'm not saying you're my Robin, but Don't
Hey,
even
it's
know.
all good.
Hey, Robin was a badass. I mean, now Robin, the worst Robin in the world, I think the only Robin there was besides the TV show, is
Yeah.
now on NCIS as the worst undercover
Yeah.
naval investigative service officer. I can't stand that dude.
Is it the SUV, SVU?
No, this is NCIS LA.
Oh,
It's like, really? And now there's going to be NCIS Nolans. I'm like, really? We're going to do the whole CSI shit, and there's going to be a CSI for every state, you know? CSI, Oklahoma.
yeah. Yeah.
No offense to anybody in Oklahoma. I was going to say Kansas, but they get
No,
beat up.
that's like if they did a CSI Idaho, it'd be like, well, we had a cow killed the other day, another homicide. You know, like what would they report on? What would they do?
I mean, that's, you know, and that's
We had a DUI.
well, how do you know he was drunk? Because he was drinking while he was sitting there being investigated.
He admitted to it. Well, we still got to look into it.
Yeah, we an hour TV show where they're all sitting around going, so what do you think, Bubba?
You
No
think he was
offense to
drunk?
anybody named Bubba either.
Oh man.
I lived in the backwoods, man. I know some hillbillies. It's all right.
Oh yeah, same here. There's some right down the street. They got like snow machines sitting on their grass, and it's summer, and I mean, they fire them up, and they just sit there. Yeah, getting ready for winter. And I'm like, dude, wow.
Hey, man, I had somebody who had a trailer in the front yard of their double wide, and the trailer could not be lived in because they had ripped out the floors and everything. And it was like, why do you have a trailer in the front yard of your mobile home?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Oh, that's going to be the in-law suite. No, it's not. That thing's going to sit there until it rusts out or somebody steals all your aluminum off the side of the walls.
Exactly. Your second cousin.
It's going to be a wedding anniversary present for my wife. All right, listen, my man. Go make some money today.
All right, I'll do my best. You too.
Hey, always, man, out there hustling. If it
Yep.
ain't hustling crack, it's going to be hustling my ass. Listen, the SEO show. Appreciate you stopping by. Love us, like us, share us.
Yeah.
Bitch at us. Tell me how horrible I am. Tell me you don't like my shirt or my Ben Hogan hat.
I love the Ben Hogan hat.
Hey, man, I had to go look up who Ben Hogan was. And I own 2 of his hats.
Yeah, I have no idea who he is.
He's a golfer.
Oh, okay.
I guess he's a good golfer.
I
But
thought
all
he
I
was,
can tell you, man, hey, it was $4.99 at Walmart for a ball cap, and it has my nice little I don't even know what it's elastic. That's what the word is.
yeah.
Elastic hat, and you know, for those days that I don't want to do shit to my hair, I throw a hat on.
Yeah.
All right,
All
lovely. I appreciate you hanging out with me for the time. Go do what you do.
Gonna go make some calls and sit on the phone all day.
Sounds good, my man. I will talk to you
All
later.
right.
Thanks,
Okay.
everybody, for stopping by. I'm Frank. That's Byron. We'll talk to you in Facebook.
See you guys.